Hey everyone, a little bit different ammo test today. I don't know how many of you are watching HBO's True Detective, but this is a test that's now become quite topical. This is rubber buckshot. 2 weeks ago, our hero or anti-hero, I'm not really sure what it is yet, we won't know for a few more weeks, Ray Valcoro takes a shot in the chest from 10 feet and then takes a follow-up shot from almost contact range. We're gonna see if we can replicate that. We've got a Remington 870 Express with a 19-inch barrel, fixed, improved cylinder choke. This is very similar to the firearm used as a prop in the show. So we'll get set up on the range and see what we can learn about rubber buckshot. Rubber buckshot patterning and velocity test. Going to do this from about 5 yards, so about 15 feet away, which is about the distance Ray gets nailed the first time. Velocity was 814. Not a bad pattern. Recoil was super light, as you would expect. These rubber pellets are super light. Okay, there's 9 pellets. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That looks like 9 right here. These 2 pieces, that's the wad, and that's going to be a problem because of the being close enough for the chronograph to catch the velocity of the pattern. It's also going to catch those pieces of wad. So we'll see how that plays out over time, but I was aiming, right about here, so it's a little bit low. Fine. Now we're going to
All right, for this next test,
do another test. Got the same exact type of target, the IDPA target. We've dressed it in a t-shirt. We're going to aim for the same spot, see what that pattern looks like. And will the rubber buckshot penetrate the t-shirt, penetrate the target, and then penetrate the t-shirt behind the target, just to see, what kind of penetration capabilities these rubber pellets have at approximately 815 feet per second velocity. So let me zoom in here a little bit, and then I'll take that second shot. $794 on that one. We had 814 for the first one. Let me let you zoom out, and those rubber pellets definitely penetrated that t-shirt. Made a big mess of Swiss cheese out of it. Penetrated the t-shirt, penetrated the target, penetrated the t-shirt in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's our 9 pellets. Every single one, it looks like, cleared. So I guess that just leaves gel testing. Anybody interested in a gel test? See what kind of penetration we get from 10 feet. And then we'll maybe do a point blank shot like they did in the show, where the unknown masked man comes up within like 10 inches of Ray and gives him one last shot in the sternum. Before we go into the gel phase of the testing, I just did a little walk around the berm behind the target and found 2 of the rubber buckshot that we're dealing with here. The table's on a slope, but they're really light, very small, and they are rubber. I mean, it's not hard plastic. It's definitely rubber and squishy. I didn't tear any of these shells down to weigh each individual pellet, but I will if I've got any left over, just with a limited ammunition supply. Wanted to make sure I concentrated on the test versus wasting shells tearing them down. But those are our rubber buckshot. Should be very similar to size 00 lead buckshot. Same in size, definitely much lighter in weight. In the show, the masked man takes a shot at Ray from across the room and sends him to the deck. So I'm estimating he was about 10 feet away. So we've got a similar setup. We're taking our 10-foot test shot. All right, no velocity on that one. We did see a piece of the wad come back at us. Nice tight pattern. Look at that. Here's another piece of the wad. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 9 rubber buckshots. I have to tear this apart, which I want to do. Yes, we had three of 9 pellets that actually penetrated. All stopped against the artificial rib bone. Did have one that penetrated between the rib bones, and that went in approximately, I call it 3/4 of an inch. I'm not really wild about on-range recovery, but in this case, because of the weirdness of the test, we're going to do it. This is the first gel block, and it was the one that contained the 2 artificial rib bones that you've seen me use for handgun ammunition testing. There's a pellet that penetrated and came to rest against the artificial rib. Here's one that's scooted in between the ribs, and here's another one that half hit the rib, half didn't. Here's a close-up. You can see they didn't penetrate very far. The more I handle the block, the cloudier it gets. But yes, I would say the farthest one was the one that went between the 2 rib bones. Penetrated to approximately, I'm going to call it 5/8. It's about 5/8 of an inch there, if I get the angle right. 5/8 to 3/4 of an inch. Alright, now here's the tricky part. In the show, after Ray goes down to the floor, the masked assassin comes up to Ray and delivers the second shot from about 10 inches away. So I'm not comfortable being that close to the gel, even with these really light loads. So what I've got is the CTK Precision rifle rest. I'm going to clamp the shotgun in, do another one from 10 inches away versus 10 feet, and see if we get different penetration results. Because Ray complains about having some cracked ribs and a bruised sternum from these rubber buckshot shots. So we'll see if that's entirely probable or Hollywood fiction. This is the nearly contact rubber buckshot test shot. I'm going to stand to the side with my back to the block. 3, 2, 1. Well, I didn't see it. How about you guys? Give my back to it. Nearly perfect shot directly over a rib bone. Lots of backsplash. Let me secure the shotgun and make sure that's safe, and we'll do a recovery. Actually, let's take a look at our shirt. For those that may want to cry foul about using the same t-shirt again, I do know Colin Farrell, who plays Ray in the show, did not have a chance to change his shirt between the first and second shots. So let's take a look. Looking at the t-shirt, we had copious powder burns, perfect round hole drilled through layer 1. On the back side, another perfect round hole done through layer 2. T-shirt's toast. It's our entry wound. There's 1, 2 wad cups embedded in the gel, and then we had one pellet, another pellet come to rest against. We'll see which were from the, well, based on the direction they're going, the original shots came from the opposite direction, so that's new. 1, that's new. 2, and it did crack that rib. So Ray was complaining about cracked ribs. From his encounter with the masked man, and what we've got is a cracked rib. But it definitely cracked, and that crack caused by, oh wow, that's carnage right there. The bones actually shot out of the block. I can see at least 2 or 3 pellets huddled up against that piece of wood. And then the 2 wad pieces, who knows, maybe the wad broke it. But anyway, pretty cool. This tells me that rubber buckshot at close range can definitely mess you up. It's nothing to play with. Is it as devastating as lead buckshot? Absolutely not. That's not enough gel to catch lead buckshot, but it certainly was enough to catch rubber buckshot. So, I mean, with that, let me wrap up this test. I'll have more information on the blog when I write up the recap, but hey, hope you enjoyed the test, and thanks for watching.